at a high rate of speed. A deputy died on the scene of that accident. He's been identified as a 20-year veteran of the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Master Deputy Brandon Collins. He leaves behind a wife, children, and many loved ones. This is the department's first line of duty death since 1971. We are working to get more information about what happened overnight. We do have a news crew on the scene of that crash. We will pass along updates as we get them right here on First News. Kansas City, Missouri police investigating a shooting in Westport overnight. Police hearing several shots in the area of Mill Street and Westport Road, and then saw a vehicle firing shots into a crowd. Police say 6 people were hit by gunfire. 1 person is in critical condition right now. Police did see that suspect vehicle firing shots into a crowd, followed that vehicle to 39th and Southwest Trafficway. That driver lost control of the car and crashed there. Police did recover a gun at the scene of that crash as well. They were able to take 2 suspects into custody. Police also say there were a lot of officers on the scene last night within a very short amount of time.
There was a group of people, and as you know, there was an art fair here tonight. There was a lot of people in the area, a lot of people on foot, and that's why we had a lot of officers on foot in a Westport assignment. And that's when they observed the suspect shooting into a group of people.
If you do know anything about that shooting last night, call the TIPS hotline 474-TIPS. 8:03 right now on our Sunday morning as we take a look outside. You might even need a jacket for the first time in a while.
You will definitely need a jacket this morning. It is a chilly start. Chilly. I don't remember the last time I really used the word cold or chilly in a forecast. It's coming back.
Yeah.
It's coming back. Fall is in full force right now this morning. It is a beautiful morning, a beautiful sunrise. We had this picture sent in from Jordan. You can see the American flag waving in the distance right in front of the lake. From Clinton Lake, that is, near Lawrence, Kansas. And in fact, there is a triathlon that is going on there early this morning. There's also a 10K on the plaza. So a lot of stuff happening this morning and this afternoon. Arrowhead will be packed with thousands of fans, hopefully wearing the red color. Hopefully we'll have a good representation of Kansas City at Arrowhead later on this afternoon. But the weather is perfect for anything you're doing outdoors today. That's what I'm trying to get to. All right, clear, sunny skies for all of us on this Sunday morning. Current temperature is 56 degrees in Kansas City, 56 in Smithville. Lee Summit currently at 59 degrees. So all of us sweeping in the 50s right now. 58 for Sedalia, 54 in Cameron, Clinton and Butler both at 54 degrees, and Ottawa at 57. Earlier, we did have a report of very dense fog just south of Clinton, and also a little bit of fog in the town of Clinton. So just keep that in mind if you are off near Henry County. But other than that, we are all staying dry with beautiful weather conditions. Here's a look at our next 24 hours. Today, high temperature of 77 degrees, sunny, low humidity, light winds. Perfect weather, especially for football. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 57. Monday, mostly sunny skies to start your Monday. High temperature of 79 degrees by the afternoon, and clouds will be increasing towards Monday night. Coming up, I'll have details on when the rain will be back into our 7-day forecast. Matt?
Jennifer, thank you. Kansas City police also working overnight to find leads in the disappearance case of a 21-year-old Jessica Runyons. This after police found her car yesterday morning near 95th and Blue River Road in South Kansas City. That car burned and abandoned. The 21-year-old Runyons is from Raymore. She was last seen Thursday night around 9:30 driving that 2012 Chevy Equinox that police found. Police and canine units searching that area near 95th and Blue River for most of the day yesterday, but did not find anything. Investigators called off that search when the sun went down, but they'll be starting that search again in that same area later on this morning.
At this time, we just hope that Jessica is alive. We hope to locate her, and we're just, at this time, police are holding out hope. There's no evidence to say that, she's no longer with us. We are still actively searching for her. We are very concerned for her safety. It's suspicious circumstances to find her vehicle unoccupied, burned in a remote area. So we're very concerned for her safety.
Anyone with information about her disappearance should call the TIPS hotline 474-TIPS. Right now, police don't have any person of interest in custody, no suspects in custody right now. Well, it was an outpouring of support for local law enforcement, but this time it was the police department in Westwood, Kansas, thanking their community for its support. They hosted a neighborhood picnic with the help of Kansas City, Kansas police.
We've had such great outpouring after the various police shootings. We've gotten so many nice cards, letters, treats that people have dropped off. And, you know, we just thought we wanted to kind of give back to the community and get to know our community even better.
A number of officers from other police departments across the metro also stopping by that picnic. Westwood hopes to make this a regular event every year. It has been 15 years since the September 11th attacks, and those attacks changed the way of lives, our way of living as Americans. Right now, live pictures out of Ground Zero where the names of the victims are being read aloud. ABC's David Wright is in Lower Manhattan this morning.
We just got a report in that there's been some sort of explosion at the World Trade Center in New York City.
91% of American adults remember exactly where they were or what they were doing the moment they heard the news.
There is chaos in New York at the moment. There have been not one but two incidents, as Charlie and Diane have so ably reported. The second one coming at 9:03. When television was on live and you could see what was clearly a jet aircraft flying into the second trade tower.
The nation transfixed as the Twin Towers, those icons of Lower Manhattan, came down in a matter of hours after 19 hijackers trained by Al-Qaeda commandeered 4 U.S. passenger planes. The terrorists also attacked the Pentagon that day, and a fourth jet that might have been aimed at the White House or the U.S. Capitol crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people died on 9/11, more than 6,000 injured. That day sent a generation to war and also brought lasting changes on the home front. We've since spent roughly $1 trillion making America safe, often at a cost to civil liberties, putting all Americans under surveillance to one degree or another every time we board an airplane or use our smartphones. Today, Hillary Clinton lays a wreath at the memorial. She was a freshman senator from New York the day of the attacks. Donald Trump plans to pay his respects too. The debate over how best to keep us all safe is still at the heart of their presidential race.
ABC's David Wright reporting this morning. Yesterday, 40 candle lanterns were carried to the Wall of Names in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, placed below the names of each of the passengers and crew members on Flight 93. United Airlines Flight 93 was headed to San Francisco from Newark, New Jersey, when hijackers took control. Investigators believe they planned to crash the plane either into the U.S. Capitol or the White House. Recordings from that plane show that passengers knew something was happening and on the words, "Let's roll," stormed the cockpit and tried to take control shortly before that plane crashed into a field. Here at home, 2,000 motorcycle riders rallying to honor those who died on 9/11. The bikers started at Gales Harley-Davidson in Grandview, Missouri and rode 20 miles, ending at the downtown airport yesterday. The tradition started in 2002 with 100 people and it's just grown ever since.
It brought tears to my eyes earlier. It's amazing that this many people came here to remember.
This is now the 14th year of the event. This tribute to first responders and America's veterans grows larger each and every year. Hundreds of firefighters from across the country and across the metro will honor the 343 New York firefighters who lost their lives in the attacks 15 years ago. 343 firefighters will be climbing the stairs in downtown Kansas City at the 38-story Town Pavilion building nearly 3 times to recreate that 110-story climb that New York firefighters faced at the World Trade Center. This is video from last year's climb. The first wave will start up the stairs at 8:45 this morning. All of the proceeds from the Kansas City stair climb will go toward the family of fallen first responders. 8:10 right now. We continue to follow the heartbreaking and tragic news out of Johnson County, Kansas this morning. Live pictures right now of this accident scene that claimed the life of a Johnson County Sheriff's deputy, the first line of duty death for the department since 1971. We are working to bring you the very latest information about how this crash happened and where the investigation will go from here. US 69 highway still closed down right now at 143rd Street in Overland Park, Kansas. Again, updates on this investigation as we get them here on First News. Time now is 8:11.
7 degrees, if I can talk. By noon today, low humidity. Plenty of sunshine out there, temperature of 73 degrees. And then by 5 p.m. this evening, very fall-like weather. Go outside, have a barbecue later on this evening, watch some Sunday football. Temperature of 77 degrees for our high today. Now, this nice weather, unfortunately, won't be hanging around for too much longer, so take advantage of it for our Sunday because it's perfect football weather. 70s are dominating the 7-day forecast, so that's a pro. The con, however, will be that we do have rain chances taking over. We have received so much rain already, but we have more on the way. Coming up, we'll have details after the break of when the rain will be arriving and how long it will be staying in our 7-day forecast.
Rhetoric. Donald Trump and Republicans are on fire with outrage for what she told her donors.
The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
In a statement, Trump calls the comment a grotesque attack on American voters that makes her unfit and incapable to be president for all the people. At a summit of evangelical voters Saturday, running mate Mike Pence put it this way.
Hillary, they are not a basket of anything. They are Americans, and they deserve your respect.
The Clinton campaign says she was only talking about those Trump supporters who've openly advocated hateful views.
That other basket of people are people who feel the government has let them down, and they're just desperate for change.
Republicans see echoes of fundraiser gaffes of the past, like Mitt Romney's private rebuke of the 47% backing Obama.
Who are dependent upon government, who believe that they're victims.
And Obama's 2008 remark that his opponents were bitter. While Trump has avoided attacks on Clinton supporters, he hasn't always been kind.
And her supporters have very little enthusiasm.
And despite Clinton's regrets for some of her words, her campaign manager is digging in, calling Trump's, quote, offensive views and extremist allies deplorable. Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
People in Ohio are cleaning up this morning after a series of storms knocked down power lines and trees, causing widespread power outages in the area. That severe weather also causing some flooding in Cincinnati. So far, there have been no reports of any injuries there. In Indiana, the weather also causing some flooding. One family getting stranded in high waters and had to be rescued. A very scary situation for the couple and their young daughter.
Thought maybe we were going to drown. Like, I didn't realize how deep the water was outside. I just know that it was coming in really fast.
That family called 911 and first responders were able to rescue them within a matter of minutes. It's 8:20 right now on your Sunday as we take a look at our own weather. Certainly nothing crazy like that on tap for today.
No.
But we kind of get back into an unsettled pattern for most of the week, it seems like.
We do, and as she said in that video right there, she didn't realize how deep the water was, and that is always the case.
Yeah.
You know, if you see water sitting there or even moving, you never want to force yourself to go in there with that vehicle. You always want to turn around and take a safer route. Now, we did have a little bit of flooding to end this past week,
right,
and we are looking at more chances of rain, but today we get to take a nice breath. We are not looking at any chances of rain. In fact, today will be very similar to yesterday. So if you loved Saturday afternoon, if you took advantage of the weather yesterday, guess what? Today will be a repeat. We're essentially copying Saturday's forecast and pasting it to Sunday. And if you didn't have a chance to take a step outside yesterday, well, now you have more chances for today. 56 is our current temperature in Kansas City right now. Winds out of our south at 7 miles an hour, dew point of 52 degrees. The dew points are staying in the low 50s this afternoon, which means low humidity. Current temperatures across the region right now: 57 in Independence, 56 for Leavenworth, Shawnee, 57 Olathe. You are at 54 degrees, Atchison 55, Cameron 56, Sedalia 58. You get the picture. All of us are in the mid to upper 50s to start off this beautiful Sunday, September morning. All right, here's our first alert radar. What do you see on it? Nothing. We don't have any clouds. We don't have any rain to talk about, and that's going to be the scenario for the rest of today. Winds out of the south this afternoon at 5 to 10 miles an hour, so a nice little breeze here and there, but other than that, they won't be too noticeable. You can have a picnic outside and you'll be just fine. By noon today, 73 for a temperature. By 4 p.m., reaching our high of 77 degrees, and throughout the early evening hours, staying steady in the upper 70s with nothing but sunshine. Here are the highs this afternoon: 78 for Sedalia and Marshall, 77 in Belton, 79 in Lawrence, Kansas, and St. Joseph, Ottawa. You're the only one who is looking to peak at 80 degrees, so not quite staying in the 70s, but hey, you're close enough with sunny skies. Future scan for the next 12 hours as we scan throughout the rest of our Sunday. All we're looking at is sunny weather. Perfect football weather, perfect day for a barbecue outside, a round of golf, or anything outdoors, the Plaza 10K perhaps. Early this morning, that's going on right now. And here's why: we have this high pressure system. It's moving over towards the east, but it has given us quiet, peaceful weather for the weekend. Now, as we advance into Monday, here's when the rain will begin to return, and it will be because of this cold front right here. So Monday afternoon, here's 3 p.m. Cold front will be moving across the upper Midwest, and with it, it will be bringing in an increase of clouds. So right now, I do anticipate that majority of our Monday will be dry. We'll notice more cloud cover in the afternoon and the evening, comfortable temperatures, and then by Tuesday, when this cold front continues to advance towards the south and east, we will continue to see showers develop along it, and this will be the case throughout the next few days, even as we move into Wednesday. And then towards the end of the work week, we will have another cold front join us, giving us another chance of rain. So this is why you need to enjoy today. Here's the Chiefs forecast for your Sunday. Kickoff at noon, the home opener against the Chargers. Tailgate if you're heading out there around 10 a.m. 65 for a temperature, cool conditions, sunny skies. By kickoff, 73 will be the temperature with sunny weather. And then by the fourth quarter, a high temperature of 78 degrees at Arrowhead. Mild conditions, low humidity, nothing but sunny weather. So hopefully we can get that Chiefs victory in here for the first game of the season. Monday, mostly sunny skies for a start, high temperature of 79 by the afternoon, and then clouds increasing throughout the evening, and then chances of rain for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But hey, at least the 70s stay with us for the stretch of this next work week. I think our best chance of seeing rain will be on Friday, about a 60% chance of rain with a high of 76 degrees, maybe even a few thunderstorms by Saturday, a few showers in the morning, but then by Saturday afternoon, beginning to dry out with mostly sunny skies and a high of 77 degrees. Matt, over to you.
Jennifer, thank you. The man who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in 1981 is free this morning. John Hinckley Jr. released from a psychiatric hospital for good this time. He's now living with his mother in Williamsburg, Virginia. ABC senior legal correspondent Sunny Hostin is following this case this morning.
This morning, John Hinckley is a free man, released from a psychiatric hospital in Washington, D.C., 35 years after his failed assassination attempt on President Ronald Reagan. The 61-year-old will now live with his mother in this gated community in suburban Williamsburg, Virginia.
I would feel very differently about this if I had to live on the same street as he did.
Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity after firing his revolver 6 times at Reagan, injuring the president and press secretary James Brady. But in July, a federal judge ruled that the would-be assassin is no longer a danger to himself or the public. His attorney telling ABC News, Hinckley continues to regret the suffering he caused others.
Because Mr. Hinckley has shown the court that he can obey by the rules and regulations set out by the judge. It's time to try and see how he does on his own without coming back to St. Elizabeth.
Hinckley may have a number of privileges in his new life, including a driver's license and freedom to travel alone within 30 miles of his home. But his release is also bound by several conditions.
He has a GPS on his phone so they know where he's at all the time. Any movements he makes, any website he wants to go on, he's got to get permission to do so.
ABC Sunny Hostin reporting this morning. We continue to follow the heartbreaking news in Johnson County, Kansas. This morning, a sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty overnight. Live pictures right now of that scene. US 69 and 143rd Street still closed down this morning as investigators are working to piece together exactly what happened. What we know about this investigation when our news continues right here on KMBC.
Be out of money to respond effectively. At the same time, Congress looks to end the gridlock over a Zika funding bill that may get another vote this week.
This is obviously an issue we're going to have to resolve this month.
Right now, there are 56 locally transmitted cases of Zika in South Florida. 84 pregnant women have been infected. And despite all the spraying, the city announcing a 4th mosquito pool tested positive for infected mosquitoes in Miami Beach.
In the coming weeks and months, we will see, unfortunately and tragically, many more babies born in Puerto Rico and in the continental U.S. with microcephaly and other birth defects.
For those who live in Miami Beach, concern this morning. Those numbers could grow if the fight has to be scaled back due to a lack of funding.
I have to spray my son 2-3 times. He looks like a glazed donut by the time he gets on the bus in the morning because I have to spray him constantly.
If we don't eradicate it now, when is it going to stop? How many more unborn children are going to be affected?
Investigators are telling us that a deputy pulled over a car around 1:30 this morning on northbound US 69 near 143rd. While the deputy was sitting in his patrol car, a truck rammed into the back of his vehicle at highway speeds. The deputy died on the scene of that accident. He has been identified as 20-year veteran of the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Master Deputy Brandon Collins. He leaves behind a wife, children, and many loved ones. This is the department's first line of duty death since 1971. We are working to get more information about what happened overnight. We do have a news crew on the scene of that crash, and we will pass along any updates as we get them right here on First News. Kansas City, Missouri police investigating a shooting in Westport overnight. Police hearing several shots in the area of Mill Street and Westport Road, and then saw suspects in a vehicle firing shots into a crowd. Police say 6 people were hit by gunfire, 1 person in critical condition this morning. Police chasing that suspect vehicle to 39th and Southwest Trafficway. That driver lost control of the car and crashed there. Police did find a gun at the scene of that crash. They were able to take 2 suspects into custody, but police still on that scene as well, as 6 people shot overnight in Westport in Kansas City, Missouri. 8:34 right now. A lot of stuff going on outside today, Jennifer. The Chiefs game, a lot of folks tailgating. As far as that is concerned, I mean, pretty much great weather for it.
Great weather. And if you are already getting your day started and you have your Chiefs apparel on, send us pictures. We would love to show them on air this morning. I had a picture sent in earlier from Jordan at Clinton Lake near Lawrence, Kansas, as they are preparing for a triathlon this morning. And there's a 10K at the plaza, the Chiefs game later on this afternoon, a lot going on around town and perfect weather for it. But again, as you get your day started, and if you have any pictures like this of the sunrise, or if you have your Chiefs game stuff on, send it our way. We would love to show it off on air this morning here at KMBC. All right, right now we're waking up to clear skies, nothing but sunny weather for all 44 counties around Kansas City. Current temperatures in the 50s, some of us starting to jump into the 60s. Gardner and further up along 35 towards Liberty, 60 degrees. 59 in Lee Summit, 62 in Blue Springs, downtown Kansas City at 56. Leavenworth, Kansas, you are at 58 degrees. Most of us still in the 50s. Atchison, 55, along with Paola at 55. Ottawa at 60. Bethany, you are the coolest spot at 52 degrees on this beautiful Sunday, September morning. All right, next 24 hours, staying sunny, low humidity, light winds, comfortable temperatures for your Sunday. We like that. 77 for a high. Clear skies tonight. By Monday, we will be increasing clouds and possibly some rain chances. We'll have those details coming up. Matt?
Jennifer, thank you. A dog injured in a shooting in Joplin last month is getting back to work, providing comfort to victims of tragedies and disasters. Louis was among the 6 people and 2 dogs injured when police say 26-year-old Tom Morning started shooting at random cars in Joplin. Louis was in a church van heading to St. Louis as part of the church's Comfort Dog Ministry. Everyone shot, including that other dog, has also recovered. A big announcement for Kemper Arena. The Kansas City, Missouri City Council members will reveal a historic designation for that arena that will let a developer get tax credits for renovating that building into a youth sports facility. City officials say those tax credits will save taxpayers $1 million. That announcement set for Monday morning right in front of Kemper Arena. In Gladstone, the community hosting a Hero Fest to honor our first responders and our veterans. KMBC 9's Brian Johnson was there as people gathered to remember 9/11.
Oh, say does that star-spangled
In Gladstone, people are honoring the sacrifices of the men and women who gave everything on a day America changed forever.
It's at that moment that the gravity of everything that just happened in 36 hours really settled down.
Mike Moss was a block from the World Trade Center 15 years ago when it collapsed. He says we can never forget the events or each other.
We tend to be dividing ourselves too often. So my message was one of unity, to try to get all of us to be a better version of ourselves every single day.
First responders like Bill Breyer are grateful for today's tribute. He says 9/11 was a day like no other.
It actually kind of puts you there. You can see people walking around covered in ash, just trying to get safety, and everybody trying to help everybody else.
Hundreds of people attended, but many wished the seats were more full.
Yeah, I wish there was a bigger crowd. There's not a very big crowd here today, but I think it's important for everybody to remember and take time out of their schedule to come out.
The city isn't sure if Hero Fest will be an annual event, but some hope it will be.
It's great. I think it's important, and I hope they continue it every year.
Off at noon, temperature of 73 degrees, plenty of sunshine out there. You'll want the sunglasses. By halftime, temperature of 77 degrees and staying sunny. So if you're tailgating at Arrowhead, if you're going to the game at Arrowhead, if you're hanging around after the game at Arrowhead, perfect Sunday football weather. However, this is what we're looking at for the next round of weather that we're expecting this next work week. 70s will be dominating, so that's good. However, some of us might not like this next part. Rain chances will be taking over. We look like we have plenty of chances of rain off and on throughout this next work week. Coming up, I'll let you know when the rain returns into the 7-day forecast and which day looks like it will be the rainiest day of them all.
Fighter Miesha Tate is a boss in the ring, and it turns out she's also a hero on the trail. The mixed martial arts fighter came to the rescue of a little girl who broke her arm while hiking with her family on a mountain near Las Vegas. After splinting that girl's arm, Tate offered to carry her, saying that she could use the workout. After the ordeal, the little girl sent Tate an online thank you. Tate sharing that video, saying it was one of the most rewarding days of her entire life. Moving on to college football, after getting a taste of victory last week, the Kansas Jayhawks were hoping for more yesterday. They hosted Ohio in an afternoon game in Lawrence. The Bobcats, though, would jump out to an early 22-point lead after this play in the second quarter, a 23-yard run by quarterback Greg Windham Jr. It was 22-zip in the first half. 6 minutes before the break, though, the Jayhawks got on the board in big-time fashion with this kickoff return for a touchdown. The Quavante Gonzalez off and running, 99 yards in all for the score. KU cut the lead to 25-7, but Ohio winds up with the win, 37-21. The Missouri Tigers opening up their home season at Faurot Field last night against Eastern Michigan. First quarter, Mizzou up by 7. Jonathan Johnson dropped the punt, but he would snag it up and return it. Guess what? 54 yards for the score. Tigers are up 14-0. On to the second quarter here. Tigers up by 13. Drew Lock connecting with Johnson on a short pass. He does the rest. An 87-yard touchdown play. The Tigers, though, would miss the point after it was 26-7 Mizzou at that point. All Mizzou in this one, 61-21 over Eastern Michigan, though. The Tigers get a tougher opponent next week as the Georgia Bulldogs come to Columbia. New restrictions for tailgating at Arrowhead Stadium go into effect today. KMBC9's Stacey Cameron tells us those new rules could sack some pregame fun.
He hails from the land of that team in silver and black.
My name is Gary Martinez. I'm from Vallejo, California.
But this guy is all about the boys wearing red, gold, and white.
I've been a Chief fan since Lenny Dawson. Had a lot of lean years, but now it's our time.
Naturally, catching a Chiefs home game is a lifelong dream for Martinez.
First time in Kansas City, first time in Arrowhead.
So much so, he's making plans to be part of this Kansas City tradition.
Probably end up going to the airport to see about a rental car.
Tailgating the Chiefs Kingdom hours before kickoff.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to that.
A first-time Arrowhead pregamer, Martinez may be like a lot of longtime Chiefs fans, adjusting to a new parking rule that confines tailgate setups to an 8-foot space behind these parking spots.
You know, to be honest with you, I mean, it seems like it might be kind of cramped.
Cramped or not, Chiefs brass promised to enforce the 8-foot zone with security guards and the threat of towing violators. Martinez says he'll follow and not worry about new parking rules because all that matters is his prediction
Kansas City 27-10.
of a Chiefs opening win. At Arrowhead, Stacey Cameron, KMBC 9 News.
Well, the Chiefs, of course, getting ready to kick off the new season. They're hosting the Chargers today at noon. One of those things they're excited about is the offense just loaded with talent. Even without Jamal Charles, they have a stable of proven running backs, a strong offensive line, and 3 tight ends who are tall enough for any basketball team.
Well, I think in the tight end room we got a unique skill set. We got a lot of big bodies that are athletic. You know, we got 2 basketball players in Travis Ross and Demetrius Harris. I mean, when you get guys that big that can jump out on the field and that can extend plays, you know, it's a weapon, and you know, it's hard to guard knowing that these guys can block and go through the pass game as well. So it's definitely something unique that I think we have.
You know, Arrowhead's going to be rocking later on this morning and later on today, the noon kickoff for the Chiefs and Chargers, and it is a picture-perfect fall football forecast.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'll be rocking out there, too. I'm heading to the game this afternoon, and I am pumped. And the weather, yes, it is going to be fantastic. Absolute football weather this afternoon. Light winds, low humidity, comfortable temperatures. If you're heading up to the tailgate soon, you probably ought to bring a jacket as well, because it is a cool and crisp fall-like September morning here in Kansas City. Current temperature is 56 degrees, winds over south at 7 miles an hour, dew point of 52 degrees, and our dew points this afternoon will be staying in the 50s. That allows us to know that there's not a ton of moisture content in the atmosphere, and so we're not expecting muggy conditions by any means. Today will be very comfortable. Enjoy it. 61 right now in Overland Park, 59 for Lee's Summit, 59 in Leavenworth rather. Olathe, 54 degrees, and Gardner, you are sitting at 60 degrees. So most of us in the 50s, but we are beginning to see the 60s make their appearance. 60 in Gardner and Ottawa, 56 for Atchison. Chillicothe right now at 56 degrees, and Sedalia 58 is your current temperature. Right now, all 44 counties, all of us waking up to clear, sunny skies to start off this Sunday morning, and it's going to be staying that way for the rest of today. So here is your Kansas City specific forecast for this afternoon. By noon, temperature of 73 degrees. By 2 p.m., 76, and staying steady in the upper 70s by 4, 5, and 6 p.m. Winds out of our south only at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Please get outside and enjoy this weather. Here are the highs for today: 78 in Chillicothe, 78 for Sedalia, Clinton and Butler at 7 degrees for a high. In Ottawa, you are expecting a high temperature today of 80 degrees. Now, today, here's a look at our future scan. Nothing is happening. There's no cloud. There is no rain on future scan. However, that will be changing as we head into this next work week. So here we go. High pressure system will continue to move over towards the east late tonight, and then by Monday a cold front will begin to enter in from the north and west. This is going to bring in an increase of cloud cover for our Monday afternoon and Monday evening. Right now, I do believe most of our Monday will be dry. Late Monday night after sunset, we could potentially see some showers pop up on our radar. Now, as we advance into Tuesday morning, that cold front will continue to move towards the south and east, and with it bringing in chances of rain. And the rain chances will be staying throughout Wednesday as well. And then to end this next work week, we will have another cold front join us, giving us more chances of some showers and thunderstorms. But until then, we will have to get through this beautiful Sunday forecast. So enjoy the game. If you're heading out to Arrowhead today, kickoff at noon against the Chargers, the home opener, tailgate at 10 a.m. Let's assume it's 10 a.m. at this point, 65 for temperature, cool. And then by kickoff, 73 will be the temperature, sunny skies. And by the fourth quarter, 78 for a high temperature at Arrowhead and staying mild. So get that Chiefs gear on. Let's cheer on our Chiefs as they take on the Chargers this afternoon. Monday, mostly sunny skies to start off with. We'll have cloud cover increasing throughout the afternoon and evening with a high of 79 degrees. And then the rain, yes, it arrives. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, slight chances, only 30% chance of rain. Friday, 60% chance of rain. I think that's the day where we have the best chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms. We'll be back after the break. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looks like our best bet of rain and even some thunderstorms with a high of 76. And then by Saturday of next weekend, we'll start all over with sunny skies and a high temperature of 77 degrees. So enjoy this Sunday. Get out there and enjoy the beautiful weather.
All right, we are following heartbreaking news this morning in Johnson County, Kansas. A sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty last night during a traffic stop on 69 Highway near 143rd and Overland Park, Kansas. His patrol car hit by a truck during that stop. The sheriff's department has identified the deputy killed as Master Deputy Brandon Collins. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Live pictures right now from News Chopper 9. US 69 still closed in both directions from 151st to 135th Street. We are also following breaking news from overnight from Kansas City, Missouri. We'll have much more on this on our newscast later on at 5 o'clock tonight.